Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Vozzy Builds. This week we're going to be doing a brief tour of our Eureka Springs project and showing you everything I've done with it so far. I've added a few details in our old-time photo studio, as well as really chiseled out our coaster trail. So let's get to touring, as well as going over all the new updates released by Frontier, which I'm so excited for. Seriously, so much great stuff coming our way. And then to close out the video, I'll share with you all my upcoming plans and dreams for the Eureka Springs project. Before we begin, let's talk about these updates. I am super happy with the billboards and all of these new updates from update number 2 for February. You'll understand why in just a moment. I put in some billboards and they're just, they help everything so much more. Thank you, Frontier. Also, the multi-select and just the whole expediting of building and the confirmation button gone. There's so many, it just makes everything so much more seamless and enjoyable. Like, I'm having so much more fun building just because there's less clicking, less steps. It's amazing. And this week we had announced the Western theme returns, and this is just a beautiful reality, everybody, because I was like really struggling imagining how I'm going to move forward with this Eureka Springs project without any of our Western theme pieces, and this is just amazing. And it's going to be for free. It's awesome. So yeah, expect a lot more decorations and things implemented throughout the park. I can't wait. And it's going to work really great for our old-time photo studio. And they also announced for Update 3 more varied movement of guests and rafts on special pieces, guests jettisoning off flumes, round bottom flumes, and inflatable deformation. Honestly, I would say these are what I've been waiting for in order to really start my water park endeavors. There's tons of hotels throughout Eureka, and I definitely want to elaborate on some of the pools and swimming areas, but I really haven't invested a lot into that because I've just been kind of waiting for all of these mechanics to get ironed out. And then also upcoming is some scenery rotation toggle. I don't exactly know what that means. Career maps available in sandbox mode, custom ride audio, some new stock coasters, as well as the returning vector inverting suspended coaster. And then there will be ride attendance, ongoing guest economy and management enhancements, and ongoing stability and performance enhancements. And then in April, we have confirmed some workshop features, which are pretty cool, but I'm most excited about our restaurants, which I really want to be able to put some functioning restaurants on these streets. Hopefully that means in the near future we might be getting some hotels, which I would love to be able to place inside of our lodging units. That would be really great. A lot of exciting stuff coming from Frontier in the upcoming months. So let's start a brief tour of the Eureka Springs theme park, or what I got so far. I'm going to do 11 a.m. because I think that's the best time of day, in my humble opinion. Makes everything look really colorful and almost gives like a matte quality to all the textures. This will be Main Street down here on the bottom, and this whole bluff here will actually just be a ton of buildings and just structures, city structures. It's probably my least favorite part of what I've done so far. I really want to be able to fill this out because so far the picture just doesn't quite look like what it should, and the tree is sticking up out of the ground and it just looks very unfinished. It kind of makes everything I've done so far not really cohesive. So I do think that's going to be in the very near future, is filling out an extended sidewalk and just some buildings along this side, as well as these two staircases that lead down. And there's just some nice backsides to the buildings and just a lot of character that kind of you can look up at from Main Street on the bottom. So we'll get to that in the next few weeks. Several weeks, probably. This whole area on the opposite side of Main Street is a lot of different buildings, parking. So I think in these parking areas that are here in real life, I think I'm going to do like a coaster challenge and do just a small square plot where the parking lot would be and do a cool coaster compact in one of these areas. And then there's a few buildings. I think there's the courthouse on this side of the street, I know, down the way. And then I think there's like an auditorium or gymnasium of some sort, or or just a community building. So I think I might put like an indoor ride in one of those buildings. That's what I have kind of planned for this area so far. All right, and up here we have our Main Street and Spring Street intersection, where we have this brick building here, which will, it's gonna be an antique store. I think I'll fill it out, probably eventually. I put these windows in and the doors in before we had our glass pieces, so I might kind of redo this and actually make it a functional space. But till then, I think it looks pretty good. Then we have our hot dog stand on the corner, which is a funnel cake stand, I think, in real life, or it was last time I was there. And then I have some shops started for Main Street, and we have, I have a So Delightful down here, which is actually technically a fudge shop, but I don't know what I'm going to make it. I think I'm going to do one of these in this interior in the next several weeks, but it might just be a soda shop, which definitely fits the Eureka aesthetic, I think. And on the corner here, I have an old-time photo studio where you come in and do some photo shoots. In real life, it's like a saloon-style photo shoot space, and I will definitely include that. But I'm also going to do a bunch of different themes, so I have updated it since the last video with a little Greek area over here. Pretty simple, just to fill it out a little bit more and show what these sets are going to look like. I'm really excited for the Western update and then getting a saloon kind of vibe in here, which I could probably start right now, but I'm going to wait for that update. And hallelujah to these new billboards. I am so excited about these being in the game and just being able to put my own images in here. These are mostly generated from AI, just because I couldn't find any royalty-free images that would work. So, but this is kind of like what people are coming in to get. And then, yeah, I just am so excited to fill out this place with billboards and signs and more custom creations. And I think before we head up Spring Street, we're going to take this staircase up and check out our Celestial Convergence first flat ride for Eureka Springs. And yeah, check out a little bit more detail that I added to it. Added a billboard and just kind of, yeah, putting some lore to the ride and helping give it some contextualization and, you know, a shroud of mystery. Feel free to pause the frame if you want to check out the story. And behind these buildings, I think I'm going to put a public venue space for events and weddings, because the old-time photo studio in real life has like an area where you're able to do weddings because of the sign. Yeah. And so I think I'm going to designate this back area as like kind of a bit like in tandem with the business, or just like an extension of the business. And I'll probably put a bunch of seats and lighting back here and decorations and just like a space for some great events. All cozy and tucked away. Now let's start our coaster trail. I've been spending the past week or so really chiseling and detailing out this trail. That's what will be my next time-lapse video. Will be me doing all of this and kind of explaining also in a little bit of a tutorial fashion how I do landscapes, or how I approached all of this. Clearly I did the coaster first and did the general terrain leveling, and then but I will show you how I do all of this detailing. I hope you guys like it. I'm pretty happy with how it's all turned out. Took a minute to figure out exactly what variety of vegetation and foliage to use, but I like the combination, and I think it's really, I just like it. It gives a nice like Eureka aesthetic, but in real life, you know, there is no coaster here. All of this is just forest and woods. I don't even think there's a trail or anything, but I definitely wanted to make it a little bit more fantastical, and I think I achieved my goal. put in a sign for snakes because snakes were just notorious when I was growing up. They were just there. It's a snaky area, so a lot of rattlesnakes and copperheads. So I definitely put a sign because I think anybody in Arkansas should always keep an eye out. And I eventually want to be able to put some snakes like hidden a little bit. Hopefully within an adventure pack or something, they give us some snakes that I can recolor and make look like a copperhead or a rattlesnake. This here does not look very structurally safe. I am probably going to have to put some supports here eventually, because it doesn't look like that would function very well for very long. And while I will move on mostly from this coaster trail, I do think I'm going to put more of these stone supports in the other parts of the trail just to kind of keep people guided on the path. And up here will be our grand coaster station for the Basin Spring Coaster. And I think I'm going to be getting to that in the next episode. Because I really have just been looking forward to this and having this beautiful building peeking up at the top of the mountain. And up here in the future, behind the coaster station, will be Eureka Street with a ton of beautiful homes and just a canopy of trees. I'm really excited getting this all filled out with the forest. I'm going to go ahead and give us a POV because I think the coaster experience is totally different now than it was before. So let's give it a ride. And back down our trail we go. That is a nice beard, sir. Yeah, this whole forest is really making me happy. I'm really just glad that it's turned out the way it has with how long it's taken to fill out, that the composition really did work out. Oh, I almost forgot. I did put in some lights on the coaster and on the trail, so let's give it a peek after dark. And back down to Spring Street. Let's go ahead and take this staircase down and we'll head our way up. Put a festival sign here. You know, since it is kind of a whole fall aesthetic that I'm going for, and Eureka Springs loves Halloween, I do think I might kind of update everything as sort of Halloween festivities, especially once we get our spooky items, which I'm hoping that will happen in October around Halloween. That makes sense. So I think I will probably hold off from really digging into that, and I might keep these colors for now, but eventually I'll probably change it all to Halloween. Uh-oh. Oh, I think the update must have rotated that at some point. I'm gonna have to fix that. These are some lodging units we have in town. I will definitely want to put some hotel units in these once we get them in game, if we get them in game. We had them in the first game, so I assume that we will get them in an update later on this year. And that'll be cool to just hypothetically think people are staying there. And then we have our Basin Spring Park. I really love how this is looking. Not much changes here. I did add detail to the column tops and then put in some more foliage, but other than that, not much different. I think I'm going to put a bathroom over here in the building on this section because we don't have any toilets in this park yet, which is really, it's rather negligent and abusive to our guests, so I should probably do that ASAP. This is the Basin Park Hotel, which I have not started the interior for and have not even begun thinking about. I just think it would be really cool and immersive to have this building explorable to some degree. And I have the gelato stand here, and it is functional. There's somebody in here, but nobody comes in here. Nobody comes up here at all. Nobody uses the park. I think it's because there's just nothing up here. I got to put a ride up here to get people up here function up here. I guess nobody wants any gelato since there's hot dogs down there. I also updated the Flatiron building here, or I redid the coin detailing, if you can see, and I left a couple pieces there. Whoops. But I went ahead and did it manually because before I just kind of had some columns stuck in there, but I think this looks so much better and more detailed, and that's actually what the coin structure looks like in real life. So that looks a lot better. And then I will probably take that coin design and use it in many other places in the park. And just to give an idea of the future of the park and what the plans are, I really want to fill out this whole square plot here. Definitely as just a first foundational finishing point. So down here, I want to fill out all of Main Street with buildings, rides, finish out this bluff side, and then, continue these roads up. And around the corners, there's just a lot of cool restaurants, and I think I'll put some rides up in the woods over in these areas, and just beautiful homes. There's the post office. There's just, it's a really beautiful area of a lot of character. So I think I'm going to continue the town as accurately as possible in this area. And I do think I'm going to bring over another iconic landmark in town, the Crescent Hotel, which is just a beautiful, famous haunted hotel that's just gorgeous. and a really cool architectural structure that I'd love to put in this whole area. If I'm going to do a Eureka Park, I gotta do the Crescent Hotel. So I'm going to put that over here as well, and squeeze it into this kind of square plot. And then my dream scenario would be to extend all of this with more landscape and really finish out Beaver Lake and the White River as well over in these other areas. You know, just a lot of forest, lakeside, some homes. I mean, that'll be a lot of detailing, a lot of just thought out landscaping that I will probably get to way, way, way down the line. Definitely a second or third tier of completion. All right, everybody, that wraps up our brief tour of what we've done so far with the Eureka Springs project. If you like the video, please give it a like, a subscribe, and if you have it in you, please give it a comment. They're so helpful these days. Comments just really help boost videos, so I really appreciate the support. And thank you all so much for tuning in. I'm really enjoying this project, and yeah, I'm excited to start the coaster station up top of our mountain in the next one. So I will see you all then. Till then, take care.